You know, I suspected that.
You know that we're missing some things in the apartment.
So you robbed him?
Yeah, I did.
Well, Marna hasn't seen her daughter in 3 months, so let's bring her out. Marna, Dr. Phil.
Nice to meet you.
How are you? Have a seat right here.
Okay.
How are you doing this morning?
Okay.
Are you drunk?
No.
Have you been drinking?
No.
When was the last drink you had?
I had 2 beers yesterday.
2 beers yesterday.
Yep. The 2 20-ounce beers.
2 20-ounce beers yesterday.
Yeah.
That's all you had yesterday?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I knew it was coming here.
So you'll drink a liter of whiskey a day, a big bottle a day, and then like 5 shots at night when you go to bed?
Right.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And why?
To forget, to calm the anxiety.
How forthright have you been with us so far from the beginning?
I feel that I've been very honest.
She's putting on a freaking show. I'm so sick of it. Stop being so damn dramatic.
I don't understand why you think I'm being dramatic.
Mom, everything you do is dramatic. Did you see those videos?
Yes, I saw.
You're shaking and hitting yourself? Really? Stop doing all of this crap. Get your crap together so you can be a part of my life, even if that's possible, because right now it's not.
Are there large gaps in your memory?
Huge. In fact, the other day, I thought it was Wednesday, and all of a sudden, it was Thursday. I tried to, do the timeline with, okay, I went to the store, I drove this, I was driving sober.
If you're always drunk, how are you driving sober?
On a wing and a prayer.
Because you're probably drunk, right?
Yep.
I would do anything right now if I could just turn a switch and not be afraid and not wonder how I'm going to get through the day. I don't like what I saw.
Well, here's how you turn a switch. Let me tell you how you turn a switch. You can't change what has happened. You really can't. But what you can do is you can make choices in the moment. Because your brain is working well enough to know the difference between right and wrong. Are you telling me that you don't know the difference between right and wrong?
I do know the difference between right and wrong.
So if you were standing in front of a store right now, if you were standing in front of a 7-Eleven right now and you needed money and there was an ATM there or there was a door to the store and you thought, well, okay, I can either go to the ATM and get money out of that or I can go in and rob the clerk. Are you telling me you don't know the difference between it's okay to get money out of the ATM, it's not okay to go rob the clerk? Do you know the difference between the two?
Yes, I do.
Okay, then you're not insane. Which is wrong, ATM or robbing the clerk?
Robbing the clerk.
Okay, so you know the difference between right and wrong.
Yes.
Do you know the difference between the truth and a lie?
Yes, yeah.
You said on the tape, oh, thinking back about that pageant, she was so cute. That's one of my fondest memories. Did you hear her memory of that?
I did.
What was her memory of that?
Having a mom there, embarrassment, humiliation.
What was her memory of that? Tell her your memory of that again in case she forgot.
The first night when we were there and you went out with all those moms and you came back to the room wasted and they had to carry you in there.
She didn't come back to the room. They carried her back to the room. You went out with all of her friends' mothers, the other contestants, and they had to carry you back to the room, whereupon you vomited all over everything. So your daughter, on a night where she was the center of attention, you became the center of attention because you went out and made a horse's ass out of yourself, and then you came back and vomited all over the room. So she got to spend her special night cleaning up your vomit. And then you sat there on the tape and said, oh, such a great memory.
I remember the memories. I remember the pictures. I remember the final 2 nights. I remember the final night of the pageant.
You cannot be that selfish and narcissistic. I don't care how drunk your brain is. You cannot be that selfish and narcissistic that you are going to completely disregard what she just said.
Oh, absolutely not.
Tell me what she just said.
Embarrassment, humiliation, jealous of the other girls because their moms were there and supporting them.
That's not what I said.
Well, that's the way
I didn't say any of that.
Tell her what you said.
I said that you came in, or you went out that night with the pageant moms and you got wasted and they carried you back into the room and I had to pick up your puke. That ruined my night, my moment that I was supposed to have. I'd never done anything fun like that, ever. I'm a middle schooler, just becoming a teenager, and that's the crap that you do.
And she said you took that moment away from her.
I did.
You took it away from her. But yet you sat there on tape and said, oh, it was such a fun, because she's so cute. You took that moment away from her.
I did. I wish I could do it over, and I can't. So I don't.
Well, I have some observations here, but let's take a break. Next, Kristen says growing up, she was an easy target for bullies at school because Marna was a convicted felon, sitting in prison, and everyone knew it. So she's a drunk, she's a felon. So why was she there? And is she being honest with us? She said since this whole process began, and she started dealing with our producers, that everything has been straight up. We're going to talk about all of that after the break, because you know what? It's time to get real.
Mom was very untrustworthy. My mom was recently fired from a volunteer organization. My mom told me that she was sick of working there and just wanted to find a new job. I rarely believe anything that my mom says anymore, and I definitely didn't believe this. Not only was she fired, but I've heard that she was stealing money from people at that facility and is under investigation. This is extremely shameful on her part and is super embarrassing for her too.
Okay, so yeah, Marna definitely seems like she is out of control. It is interesting that she still is sitting there, was sitting there saying that she has certain positive memories of this night for her daughter's pageant, even after her daughter made it clear this was a horrible memory for her. So there is a lot of selfishness and self-centeredness, self-focus, which I guess makes sense if she's an addict. I think addiction kind of makes people inherently selfish. It's just interesting that she was still trying to hold on to the positive memory of that night, even though she already knew that she completely ruined the moment for her daughter. I completely understand why her daughter, Kristen, is, sitting there saying, get it together. Get your life together, lady. Like, stop being dramatic. Stop making it about you. Get it together, because she's tired of this, and I would be tired of it too.
Kristen says the ultimate letdown occurred when she was just 9 years old.
When I was in 3rd grade, my mom was sent to prison. My mom was arrested for embezzling hundreds of thousands of dollars from a travel agency that she was working at. I will never forget the day that I found out my mom was going to prison. I came home from school and my dad and my grandparents were there too. My dad brought me to the bedroom, sat me down, and he started crying and told me that my mom was going to jail. This experience was extremely traumatizing to me. Instead of having a normal Christmas like most families, we spent it at prison. While we were there, we had attended a Christmas program, but instead of it being fun and happy, it was kind of a really sad moment for me. Not having my mom around for over a year was extremely hard. Being so young, I was hoping that nobody would find out that she was in prison. But I had people making fun of me at school. I was completely embarrassed. To this day, my mom hasn't talked about being in prison and actually jokes about it. She's never apologized to me for it. Before my mom went to prison, I thought she was perfect and great, but ever since then, I've never looked at her the same way.
So what were you in prison for?
Embezzlement. I managed a travel agency, and I misused their corporate credit card for my own personal travel and for family travel. And in retrospect, I would lie to my family and tell them that it was like a comp trip, and or I won it. When in actuality, it was used a company credit card for the expenses.
Okay, so in April 1st, 1998, 29 counts of felony, 4th degree, grand theft over $500, convicted of 4 counts, sentenced to 5 years, served 1 year, ordered to pay $59,179.70 in restitution. She thinks you're not being honest with us. I wanted to take a look at this video of your behavior during the field shoot. Okay, stop this. Okay, what's going on there?
Just tell the truth.
A lot of
Faking it. How is that real, Mom? I've never seen you do that before. Stop.
I'm not. I don't know how anyone could fake that.
Okay, let's go forward.
Stop it. Stop.
Okay, what's going on here?
I don't remember doing that.
I'm sorry?
But I said I don't remember doing that, but to me that seems a little extreme and maybe a little, I'm going to be honest, for show, maybe.
That's embarrassing.
It is very embarrassing.
So why would that's not a very good show, Mom?
No, it's not. It's attention-seeking behavior, and for me to probably have people want to feel sorry for me.
Okay, well, let's look at your hands here.
Okay.
What was going on here?
I would say 90% of it, again, self-seeking attention.
It's interestingly enough, I shot your hands while we were watching the prison tape. While we were all watching the prison tape, I had a close-up of your hands. I shot them for 30 seconds. I don't see any tremor. Miss Hollywood, you're going to have to do better than that.
You're seeing through me, I get it. And so is Kristen. And so is probably a lot of other people that I'm not aware of.
So it sounds to me that your daughter's right. You're full of Why did you lose your job at the volunteer place?
I was being investigated for misappropriation of funds.
It's a volunteer organization where you're helping
Yes, sir.
the disadvantaged population, right?
Yes.
So what else is Marna lying about? We're going to find out after the break.
If there's pills in the house, and I steal them. My fiance had surgery. I took them. When we're invited to people's homes for parties, I actually go into their closets. And I see what they have, and then I take them. I don't actually trust myself in anyone's home right now because that's my motivation. They're having like a dinner party or whatever. My main focus is to go to the bathroom and just dig around and see what they have for pills. And then I steal them.
Well, Marna admits to mixing prescription pills into her self-destruction cocktail. Kristen also adds pathological liar to the laundry list of Marna's destructive behaviors.
My mom's a pathological liar, and you cannot trust anything that comes out of her mouth. She constantly lies about things that sane people don't lie about. My mom insists she is a phlebotomist at a hospital. I knew it was a lie, so I called the clinic, and the receptionist said that there was no one by that name that worked there.
Ow. Snap, crackle, pop. I'm sick of my body snapping. It hurts.
She has a history of telling people that she has cancer, not just one type of cancer, but many different types of cancer. My mom has told me that she has had breast cancer, lung cancer, thyroid cancer, and melanoma. When I ask my mom about all of these cancers, she instantly gets upset. Her stories change, her appointments change, her doctors change. None of it is true. It makes me extremely upset when there's people out there who actually have cancer.
Right, honey.
I think that her fiancé Mark is completely oblivious to anything that's going on. I don't think that she told him when they had first started dating that she was an alcoholic. And I don't think that he knows that she has ever been in prison.
I love you so much.
That's completely unfair to him and all of her other ex-boyfriends. My mom is 100% lying about everything, and she needs to come clean.
So that's wild. If he doesn't know that she's an alcoholic and doesn't know that she's been to prison, then I would wonder why the daughter Kristen has never mentioned that to him. I would have mentioned it, if she's in the business of exposing her mother's lies or whatever, or just wanted to make sure that he's well informed. She's saying it's unfair to him. Why hasn't she mentioned it to him? The man is engaged to her. But that is very interesting, her coming out and saying that the shaking, hitting herself in the head is all for show. When I saw that on the tape, I didn't immediately assume that that was faking in any possible way. But she says, one, she doesn't remember doing it, and two, it must be 90% of it for attention so that people will feel bad for her. It's just bizarre, and it's really sad.
Thank you for being here. You two have been in a relationship how long?
3 years.
3 years? And how's it going?
So pretty rough right now.
What's rough right now?
Well, I've worked on the road for a year and a half, being gone. It's never great. Leave Monday, come back Friday.
Yeah.
So that's difficult.
Have you been forthcoming with him?
No, I have not.
Do you know that she's been to prison?
Yes.
And that's for embezzlement? a lot of money.
Yes.
Do you know that she has DUIs?
No, I didn't know.
On April 3rd, 2008, first degree, driving under the influence. May 9th, 96, first degree, driving under the influence. She was incarcerated for 60 days for that one. In 95, first degree, driving under the influence. She was incarcerated for 30 days for that one. She's currently under investigation for embezzling again.
I did not know that.
No, he didn't. Can I look at him for a second?
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, baby?
I have been lying to you.
You know, I suspected that. Don't know what, but yes.
I've been lying as far as being employed. I've been lying to you. And then I pretend I have that backpack that I tell you it's my work bag. It's not my work bag. It's just stuff filled with stuff to think that you think that I'm working and I'm not.
Okay.
Another thing I need to tell you. You know that we're missing some things in the apartment.
I figured you were involved.
Involved in what?
I would tell him that I didn't have direct deposit because of whatever reason I made up, and that I would have to get paper checks from work, and then I'd have to go to the bank and then cash the paper checks, which was that was not the instance. So that way when he would come home on the weekends, I would have cash. But what I did is I slowly started pawning jewelry items of my own first, and then I was running out of money. So then I would randomly go into his jewelry box, and every so often I would take certain valuable jewelry items of his and go to different pawn shops and pawn them for cash. And then there were certain ones that I knew were really, really special to him, so I would just leave that be. And then it got to the point where it was that one on the top. It was the last one. And I took that one, and that was the last item that we had in the house of any value. And I knew that one was really special to him, but I didn't care because I knew he was coming home. I knew that I had to somehow have the cash to maybe prove that I was working.
So you robbed him?
Yeah, I did.
You robbed him
She pawned some of our stuff.
and pawned keepsakes from his
I did.
parents.
And yeah, and his father's wedding ring, who was passed away.
How do you feel about that?
I'd come to the conclusion 3 weeks ago.
Why didn't you say?
That wasn't what I asked you.
I'm here to support her. I love her. She needs help. I'd come to the conclusion that this had probably happened. Didn't know it. I'd tried to drop a couple comments for her to tell me, but she stuck to the story.
I remember the one comment that you told me as we were going to laying in bed, and you sat up and looked at me and you said, you know, whoever's going to do this, they need to go in and just say they're guilty.
So how do you feel about it?
I'm angry about it, but anger can be gotten over. It's the trust with her that I don't want to lose.
Honey,
This,
do you realize what I did to you?
yeah, I do. But guess what?
No, there's no but. You don't understand if somebody did that to me. I don't understand.
You've been telling me for so very long the dark spot that you're in.
If you really love her,
I do.
then you need to let her know that she better straighten her ass up or hit the bricks. Because let me tell you something. If you enable this behavior, you are crippling her, the same as if you held her down and poured alcohol in her mouth. You cannot help her by excusing self-destructive behavior.
I want her to get the help. I will help support that, but she needs to shape up.
Marna says she started drinking at 15 years old to cope with the demons of her childhood. We're going to talk about that after the break. I've asked someone to join us on stage here. My very good friend, a good friend of the show. This is T.J. Howard. TJ is the corporate director for Origins Behavioral Healthcare. I believe Origins Behavioral Healthcare are the nation's leading dual diagnosis treatment center. I want to tell you something that I think is going on here with your mother. Everybody's got a story. You know, you were adopted, right? It bothers you that your bio mother has never found you. You don't know whether she's looked for you or whether she hasn't. Who knows? But, everybody's got a story. And when you see people that have an addiction, I'm one of those people that believes that these things almost never occur in a vacuum. They almost always occur in what I call a comorbid situation, where they happen embedded with, parallel with certain other things. And if you go in and you treat just the addiction, if you get somebody dried out, you get them off drugs, you get whatever, but you don't deal with their psychological issues, then those psychological issues will cripple them, and they will self-medicate and start going right back to what they were doing to begin with. And that's the basis for you guys doing a dual diagnosis intervention, correct?
Correct. You have to treat both parallel. Because if you treat one and not the other, then this one inflames. And if you treat this one and not that one, then that one inflames. And either which way, it's a bad situation.
You are right to protect yourself and your children from this woman at this level of adjustment. She is toxic and she is dangerous. Her judgment is impaired. If you think she wouldn't put your children in a car and drive drunk, you are wrong. She damn sure would. And she would be so sorry when they pulled one of their dead bodies out of that car. She would feel terrible about it, and she would get drunk to drown her sorrows. But your child would be nonetheless dead. Protect yourself, protect your children. I'm going to give you an opportunity to get yourself straightened up. That's why Mr. Howard is here. Do you want this opportunity?
Yeah.
If she doesn't lean into this program, I want to know it.
Absolutely.
And I want you to kick her ass to the curb.
Yes, sir.
You got one shot.
Yeah.
And you need to lean into this. Okay? Okay? All right.
So in this episode, we have Marna, who is an alcoholic, and her daughter, Kristen, who is fed up. Marna, it seems, has been addicted to alcohol for Kristen's whole life, I think, and she has ruined many things for her. Many potentially positive memories instead have been memories of her mom getting drunk, her in middle school cleaning up her mom's vomit, and other moms having to carry her to the room during Kristen's pageant. Lots of embarrassment. She went to prison for a year for embezzlement. She's a felon now, and now she's being investigated again for misuse of money. And now we have her confessing that she stole jewelry from her fiance, Mark. I gotta give it to Mark. He's a real trooper. When he started speaking, once he appeared on stage, I had a feeling that he would still support her regardless of anything he learned today. And we see that he does still support her. And I think it's wonderful that he loves her so much that, you know, he came to these conclusions. He said 3 weeks prior to this episode, he figured out she was the one stealing his jewelry and lying about it. And he still loves and supports her anyway. But I am very, very glad that Dr. Phil said, hey, you need to set up boundaries and you need to tell her, get it together or hit the road. Because in his loving support, that could easily be exploited by her and turn into enabling. I mean, she seems shocked that he's not leaving her, abandoning her after learning this. Would that shock turn into love and appreciation for him? Or would that shock eventually turn into feeling like, oh, she can get away with this, you know? And nobody wants that in her mind. But what did you guys think of this episode? What do you think of Marna and her alcoholism and her stealing? It's wild how much money she's been stealing, and stealing from a volunteer organization. It's really shameful behavior, but I understand that addiction behavior tends to be very selfish and self-serving. Do you think there's a chance chance for her to get clean. And listen, it would also be nice if Dr. Phil, tried to put in some legwork to find her bio mom. Maybe that could be a source of healing for her, or at least she could close that chapter. But also, what do you think about Kristen? I like what Dr. Phil said at the end to her, that she needs to protect herself and protect her children, and that she needs to create distance between herself and her mom. He's right. You can't have grandma driving the grandkids around drunk like that, and Kristen can't trust her. So that's completely understandable. What do you guys think about Mark and his reaction? Were you surprised by him? Do you think that he can become an enabler, or you think that he's just a very good, solid, loving support system? You guys let me know what you think about this. If you have any experience with this sort of thing, let me know. Drop it in the comments.